Welcome to the IBM Cloud Developer Certification Section 5.3 lab. In this lab, we're going to be exploring DevOps services. The first thing you'll need to do is sign into your IBM Bluemix DevOps Services account. Once you've signed in, go to the URL in the lab document write-up and open the project that's provided. Then you're going to click on Fork Project in the top right-hand corner. You're going to need to give your project a unique name. Once you've provided the name, check the box to make this a Bluemix project, and then select an appropriate Bluemix organization and runtime space. Once you've entered the appropriate information, click on Create. DevOps Services will take a moment to create the project for you. Once you see the message about successfully creating the project, click on the Edit Code button in the top right-hand corner. After a few moments, DevOps Services will load the code editor. Open the app.js file and in line 10, type in express and a dot. You'll notice that DevOps Services will provide content assist and prompt you to complete the expression. The editor will also let you know if you have an error in your code. Enter a semicolon after the period to create an invalid JavaScript expression, and then hover the mouse pointer over the red X that appears. You'll notice that there's a syntax error detected. Go ahead and delete this line from your code, as it will impact the rest of the lab if you leave it in. Next, go over to the public folder, then click on New, File, and name the new file about.html. Inside of this new file, go ahead and enter in some basic HTML. I enter in just a simple HTML and body tag here with a little bit of text. The editor automatically saves the file. Next, we're going to edit the run config. Click on the drop down and click on the pencil icon there to load the launch configuration. You'll want to change the application name and host to something unique. Both settings should match. Once you've done that, click the Save button at the bottom. Next, open the manifest.yml file and change the host and name settings here to what you just entered into the runtime config. Once you've done that, click on the play button next to your launch configuration dialog at the top. This will go ahead and create the application in your Bluemix runtime environment and deploy the application code from your project to Bluemix. This can take a few minutes. I've sped up the playback. Once your application has been deployed to Bluemix, the status indicator will change green and give you a running normal message. The buttons to the right will light up. Click on the one to launch the application in a new browser tab. Next, we want to introduce some changes. And before we do that, we're going to enable the Live Edit function. So click the toggle button next to Live Edit, and your application will redeploy. Again, this can take a minute or two. Just be patient. Once your application has finished deploying, the status will change to green again and give you a running live edit status indication. Launch the application in a new browser tab again, then switch back over to the DevOps Services editor and open the index.html file. Down near the bottom, we're going to add in an anchor tag and point it at the about.html file that we created earlier. Once you've typed that in, we want to restart the Node.js application by clicking the quick restart button next to Live Edit. This only takes a second. If you switch back to your browser tab where the app is running and refresh it, you'll notice that the change is now live. Next, we're going to open the Debug Mode. Go back to the DevOps Services editor and click the Debug button in the Runtime toolbar. You'll need to authenticate yourself using your IBM ID. Once you have that opened up, click on the Open Shell button in this window. This will give you a shell directly into the Node.js runtime instance on Bluemix. From here, you can issue normal Linux commands like ls and top to get some indication of the status of the runtime itself. Next, go back to the developer console and click on the second button there, and this will open up an actual debugger in a browser tab. This can take a minute to load, so be patient. Once the debugger is open, you can perform normal debug things here like setting breakpoints, watching variables, and getting a runtime stack display. So this concludes Section 5.3 Lab. Please go on to Section 5.4 and complete the lab exercises there to explore more about IBM Bluemix DevOps Services.